The Beretta Nano. This is a micro compact pistol from Beretta, designed around the .40 caliber, but this is the 9mm, and the model number is BU9, which stands for Beretta USA 9mm. And then if you take a quick look at BU9, it looks like Bug, and that is the small, tiny little pistol. In fact, Nano means science of the tiny. And while this is not the smallest 9mm micro subcompact, it's really small. It's really very concealable. In fact, there's a lot of really cool features about this gun that make this an excellent concealed carry option. Now we're going to go ahead and check, make sure the gun is unloaded. The Beretta Nano is a semi-automatic 9mm pistol, and it is a striker fire pistol. The trigger is very similar to the Glock design. The trigger pull is really long, but it's very smooth. Of course, with the striker fire, pull it, a very nice snap. A lot of times striker fire pistols can be very mushy, but this has a really smooth trigger. Now, Beretta being one of the oldest firearm companies in the world, they really put out some really cool, unique designs. Very European styling. The fit and feel, the ergonomics of this pistol is just excellent. Now, this does feature the polymer frame, which is a techno polymer, really smooth, very nice and comfortable in the hand. But it does give a little bit of a gripping surface to the pistol itself. Has some slight texturing all around in different areas on the back strap, the front strap, a little more aggressive. Now, not only is the frame very smooth, there is a lot of attention to detail. When the grip comes, it's actually recessed. It's not just checkered, it's actually lowered into the frame. There are two notches to be able to grab the magazine if you need to. The magazine does pop out really easily, but this does give you a little bit of something to grab hold of. The scallops around the trigger guard are really nice. It allows you to get your finger very smoothly to the trigger. And following the lines of the trigger guard, you have this memory notch, and then it comes down to a nice recess here. And this will give you a lot more ease in inserting back into a holster. The quality and the fit and the finish is just exceptional. Very well designed. The slide is a 4140 steel slide, and it does have a Pronox finish on it, which is very similar to the Tenifer finish of the Glocks. And this will keep your firearm looking really nice, very resistant to rust, of course, and to wear. There are a number of different frame colors that you can get. I've seen OD, dark field earth, and even pink. And I think this would be a very popular pistol with smaller shooters that want to carry something very light and handy. Has 3-dot sights that are adjustable. In fact, there's a small hex wrench that is included to be able to adjust your sights. The sights are very easy to pick up with the 3-dot. Getting this, and it's got a pretty decent sight radius. So I'm able to really get my follow-up shots very quickly back on target. Also, Beretta does have night sights that you can replace these or as an option. One of the things you're going to find immediately with the Nano is how high the slide rides. And it does give it a height here. Of course, it does get the sights up. Very similar to a lot of the SIG designs. If you like a pistol that really rides low in the hand, this is going to ride a little higher than normal. But if you like to get your sights really up there, this definitely works. Now, even though these sights are very low profile, there is somewhat of a shelf right here. And that's really important if you need to do a one-handed reload. In case one of your hands is out of commission, you can actually rack the slide on your belt. And that means you need to make sure you have a good, sturdy belt. But you'll notice it is a very low snag design. In fact, the entire pistol is smooth on both sides. There is nothing protruding, not even a slide stop. which, it's funny, a lot of my Special Forces buddies remove the slide stop or get it as minimal as possible. They don't even use it. And really, you don't need a slide stop necessarily. If you do keep the magazine in, it will have the last round bolt hold open like this, so you can do the work. And then, of course, it holds it open once you remove the magazine. Pull it back, it goes forward. There's no external safeties as well, and that, of course, keeps the slide very smooth. All the safety is in the trigger. And then also there is an internal inertia firing block safety that if this gun dropped, it will not move the firing pin at all. But what I really like about it is that even with the magazine removed, it does not have a magazine disconnect. And that is one of the things I really like in most of my concealed carry pistols. And because of no controls on the outside, this is a fully ambidextrous pistol. In fact, the mag release, which is right here, which is very nicely textured, can be moved to the other side. The mag release is very positive. The magazines are stainless steel. They hold 6 rounds, plus you can carry 1 in the chamber. And they do come with 2 magazines with the polymer base plates. 6 in 1, of course loaded in the weapon, and then you have a backup with 6 more rounds. Gives you a total of 13 rounds. Really handy. Beretta does offer an extended base plate, which would really make this nice for your grip. Obviously, one of the things about a really small micro subcompact pistol is getting this grip really short. So you're going to have a 2-finger grip at best, and your pinky's going to hang off the end. With a little bit of a larger base pad here, and in fact, the extended base pads will give you 2 extra rounds. So if you really want to go with a little extra, you can, but if you want to keep it really light and smooth, go ahead and go with the standard factory base plate. I was really surprised at how easy this was to get on target, with it being so thin, and then of course with the shorter grip. But all the shots were just rapid fire, able to get into this silhouette target very easily. Now the slide width is only 0.9 inches, so it's under an inch in width. And what's not to like about how thin this is? This would be so comfortable to carry. The length is 5.63 inches and the height is just over 4 inches at 4.17 inches. So it's a really small, compact size. The barrel itself is just over 3 inches at 3.07 inches. The weight on the Nano is 19.97 ounces, just a fraction under 20 ounces, and that's unloaded. They are rated for plus P, so you can pretty much handle about any 9mm. One thing, though, that the early Nanos had a problem with is some of the 115 grain full metal jackets or target loads. And this gun's not made really for a 115 grain. For self-defense load, you want a little bit heavier bullet, and 124 grain seems to be one of the best to use in this little pistol. Whatever problems they were having early on with 115 grain, I had no problems with. This gun functioned flawlessly at the range. Disassembly of the Nano is a little bit different, so remove your magazine, go ahead and check to make sure that the gun is unloaded. One of the things that Beretta wanted to do is to keep you from having to pull the trigger to disassemble the firearm. And because of that, you have your striker bar pin right here. This is a release. You can take a small pin and listen. You hear the striker being disengaged. Right here is your takedown lever. You can actually take your fingernail or you can take a spent cartridge and just turn it into the horizontal position. Once it's turned, you can go ahead and remove your slide. Now, one important thing to note, and this also makes the Beretta Nano kind of unique, is that this has a removable frame that's stainless steel. This is serialized. So you can actually remove this part of the pistol itself, and that is what is considered the firearm. And then hopefully Beretta in the future is planning to make some inserts, some different grips, some different frames to be able to put, and you can slide that stainless steel insert right into that frame, and so you'll have interchangeable options. It does feature a double recoil spring that's captured. Then the Browning tilt-up barrel design is in this pistol. Everything is well machined, which is typical for Beretta. They really have a high standard of quality. Now, these are made in the USA, actually in Maryland, so even though the parent company of Beretta is in Italy, they do manufacture these pistols here in the States. Reassembly is reverse order. Replace your barrel. guide rod spring. Over the frame. Now when you jack the slide, typically the locking bar will go back up into the vertical position. You want to make sure that it is in the vertical position, because if you have this in the horizontal position and you fire the weapon, the slide will go forward, and that would not be good. Ready to go. The manufacturer suggested retail price for the Nano is $445. I've seen them all the way as low as $375 in some places. The Beretta Nano in 9mm is an excellent concealed carry option, and one that I would highly recommend you check out. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. That this is a stainless steel modular, what is this again? 2 16-round magazines. Whoops. Let's go to plan B.
Say hello to my little friend, the Nano. Not so little now, is it?